Hey friends, Pastor Doug here with a Teaching Tuesday on joy. When I started to do these Teaching Tuesdays and I was going to work on fruit of the Spirit, never did I think I would struggle to do a Teaching Tuesday on joy. But that's exactly what's happened. It's to do it in 3 to 4 minutes and have it make sense has been a real challenge. But I think I've managed to do something with it, so let's give it a whirl and see what happens. First, I need to explain that joy is different from being happy. Happiness is an emotion based on circumstances, and God never intended for people to be in that emotional state all the time. Ecclesiastes 3 reminds us there are different seasons and times for every activity under heaven. I also find it helpful to do word studies. Hap means chance, and is the root of several words. Happen, happening, haphazard, dependent on mere chance. Hapless, happenstance, a chance circumstance, and happy. Joy does not happen by chance. Rather, joy is a decision on our part. We choose to be joyful. God wants us to experience happy times, but His greater desire is that you have unconditional joy. Jesus said His joy would remain in you, and your joy no one will take from you. It's John 15:11 and John 16:22. Think of joy as a strong foundation that supports a variety of healthy emotions, including happiness. For joy to flourish, we must focus on loving others, and especially on loving God. With joy as the foundation, gratitude, humility, forgiveness, faith, hope, patience, and love spring up. Let's return once again to our word study. The Greek word for joy is hara. Joy is the natural reaction to the work of God, whether promised or fulfilled. The Greek hara is closely related to charis, which means grace or gift. Hara is the normal response to charis. We have joy because of God's grace. The next step in the progression is to allow our joy to become an action as we express it. Possessing joy is a choice. We choose whether to value God's presence, promises, and work in our lives. When we yield to the Spirit, He opens our eyes to God's grace around us and fills us with joy. Like all the fruit of the Spirit, joy comes from the indwelling of the Spirit in our lives, a reminder of God's grace, and a source of power to live in and out of that grace. We choose to allow the Spirit to work in us, and the result of that choice is a deep, abiding joy.